What's up, you guys? We're in the Iron Republic gym in Magnolia, Texas. No, we haven't had any videos here in the gym, but this will be the first episode of the vlog series. I'm going to be starting here, just doing some workouts, gym advice, nutrition advice, just giving you all advice in between sets basically, and just showing you what my workouts look like. I'm going to do a pull day today, just going to be working on back and biceps. Right now we're just doing a chest supported row. Honestly, my favorite form of rowing because it's very, very difficult to cheat. And right now we're just doing 4 sets of 10, real basic, just high volume sets, working the middle of the back and of course our lats. Let's get it. So there's nothing better than doing a chest supported row. The main reason is because your chest is just fully connected. If you're doing it right, your chest is upright and it's fully connected to the pad the whole time, and you're just focused on bending your elbow and just pulling your shoulder blades back, just touching your trapezius muscles together and then opening and riding the shoulders again. That's how you get a really good back workout, because whenever you're doing these seated rows, it's fine, but you usually have a lot more flexibility to move your posture too far forward or too far back. And it's just a lot easier to do it wrong. Still do it right and get a good back workout in, but this way it's a lot easier if you are keeping your chest fully connected. That's the most important part. Basically just doing 10 reps on each side, just an alternating row. Honestly, on this back row machine like this, if you had another grip where you can go overhand and then go with an underhand grip too, you really could do your entire back workout on this machine. Especially knowing that most of you guys are limited on time anyway, and you don't necessarily have time to build out a circuit-like workout routine where there's 10 exercises per workout. If you want to really simplify it, this would be a great way to do it. Basically just knock out your 4 back exercises all in this one machine, different grips for each one, overhand, underhand, neutral, and then do an alternating row like this. Still target every muscle group in your back, because that's the whole point. The whole point of exercising is to target each muscle group each week, so you can boost your metabolic rate. It must suck for a lot of you that have a coach that's building out a circuit workout plan that's got 10 exercises per workout, complicated sets that are really difficult to understand. It's overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be.
I was just looking through my account on the website.
So basically, any sort of overhand grip works the upper back tremendously. Anytime your elbow is super far away from your body, you work a whole lot more shoulder and upper trapezius. But if your elbows are really close to your body, like what we were just doing earlier, you're really contracting your lats significantly. And when you're rowing from a neutral position with your palms facing in, straight back and forward again, a lot of the tension is on the lower middle portion of the trapezius. So now that we're going from high to low, still tension on the lats, but a lot more tension on the upper trapezius, just because we're going with that overhand grip and our elbows are so far away from our body. So that's why you always want to mix up the grip a little bit and also mix up the angle. As long as you're changing those 2 variables consistently with your back workouts, you'll be able to diversify how your muscles in your back are stressed. What I like about this gym is, one, they play music like this, some Lil Wayne or some rock music, which is what I like. You get to take your shirt off. Super nice. But one quick thing about this lift is, with a lot of guys, whenever they do a pull down, they lean way too far back. It's okay to lean back a little bit. But with this, when we're trying to put a lot of tension on our traps, trying to get the traps almost touch our ears, really blow them up, it's good to keep your shoulders in line with your hips and just focus on bending your elbow with an upright chest. So we can really put a whole lot of tension on the upper traps while we're going with this overhand grip. So I'll show you what I mean. So that whole time, perfectly straight, shoulders are in line with the hips, and just simply bending the elbows without thrusting the body back, using momentum like what a lot of guys do. So it's pretty straightforward, simple, but it works. Do one more over here. Then we're gonna move on to some more neutral grip. Or actually, I think we'll go with underhand grip, because you really can have a pull day without working with an underhand grip when doing your rows. So you can contract both muscles at the same time, both bicep and back. So we'll do that next. Whenever you're doing back, the two most important variables are your angle, which we just switched up the angle, and your grip, so we just changed both. And like I mentioned before, I feel like if you're gonna do a pull day, you really have to work with an underhand grip or do at least one underhand row, so you can contract both your bicep and your back at the same time. What's nice about going with an underhand grip as well is that you can really keep your elbows super, super close to your body. I mean, you have to with a supinated underhand grip. You can really contract your lats a whole lot more this way. Another principle too when training back, you see here I'm really rounding my shoulder blades. Then I pull them back and bend the elbows. Then basically just squeeze my trapezius muscles together, right? But a lot of people will just row like this a lot and just continue to round their shoulders over and over and then just bend. So it's really important to round in the beginning, but don't keep rounding, just pull them back and then bend. Then you're good. My goodness. The back is wrenched. Destroyed. Still got biceps to do. Do two more back after this. Do a little bit of biceps. And nice blooper there. That's the problem with attaching it to your chain. We could honestly keep that in, I don't even care. But one piece of advice I wanted to give y'all is that whenever you're working out, especially when you're a little bit older and you have a crazy schedule, you don't have to just stick to one routine or one split. Like I just recently changed mine. I used to do a bro split. Now I'm doing push-pull legs because things have been crazy with my schedule. But once again, the only thing that matters with weight training from the perspective of weight loss is just targeting each muscle group each week. 3 workouts, 4 workouts, 6 workouts, 10, whatever it takes to get that in, just do it. Because a lot of you guys will use that as friction to keep you from going to the gym because you're so fixated on your split and how it's going to be composed versus just going in and doing something. So that's what we're doing today, and that's what you should do too. Doing another seated row, but it's actually pretty strict this time. Just keeping all the tension on the trapezius, not leaning too far forward. Could lean forward and then lean back with this row and almost make it like a momentum row, but not really doing that today. Want to make it a little bit more strict. Go for the lower trapezius now. So it's just you gotta really add variety to your workouts. A lot of people just really overcomplicate it. I think that's the main theme of what I've been saying in between most of these workouts. It's just simplicity, and especially with back, just adding in angles, different grips, and then just focusing on the fundamental principles for other muscle groups and just applying the same thing. Just want to remove friction. That's the most important part. Remove friction, focus on the fundamental principles that matter, and just get into the gym. That's it. Oh, my goodness. So a lot of people ask me too how my sets are usually composed, and usually I'll do a compound lift and maybe do some progressive overload like 10, 8, 6, 6, 5, and then back to 10 with a drop set at the end. I didn't do that today though. I'm really focusing on volume. For the most part, that's what I usually focus on anyway, with auxiliary lifts and lifts that come after the compound. And in case you don't know what a compound lift is, it's basically where you're contracting multiple muscle groups at one time. These are bent over rows, squats, presses, or any other movement where you're targeting multiple muscle groups at once. Usually those are the lifts where I'll do some progressive overload, but what I'm doing here mainly today is just focusing on volume, sets of 10, sets of 12, 3 to 4 sets each, and just keeping that variety in there and just switching it up as I go. That's really about it. If I had to break it down into 3 things, sets of 12, sets of 10, 10, 8, 6, 6, 5, and 10 if I wanted to work more towards strength. Then every now and then I may do a set of like 5 sets of 5, 5 sets of 4, but usually those are the type of sets that really wear down on the joints and could potentially lead to a pull or a strain or any other injury that I'd rather avoid. So once again, whole purpose of working out is to target each muscle group each week. If you do that, you're fine. I'm just gonna do this rope row here. It's probably one of my favorite exercises. A lot of the clients in the program do it. It's really just a low cable row with a rope attached to it. Just want to really focus on rounding your shoulders and then pulling it all the way back. Just like that. This will be our last back movement. Then we're gonna go to biceps. What I love about this gym is that one, music like what we mentioned earlier, rap, rock, etc. And it's all metal equipment. I love it. I love it so much. This bench is really unique. So we're training biceps now, obviously. We're just doing alternating dumbbell curls, but the reason why this bench is unique is because there's placement or place to put our elbows while we curl. So that way there's no way for us to cheat and disconnect the elbow unless you really try to. That way it's far more isolated. Little drop set at the end for the final set of this bicep movement. We're gonna move on later, but man, forgot how much fun pull days are, but there's a lot of volume that has to be stacked into this if you are gonna crunch it into 3 workouts. But my God, my biceps are wrenched right now. Okay, we're gonna do an inside dumbbell curl for the second bicep exercise. I love this because once again, we're just keeping our elbow glued to the pad. There's absolutely no way for us to cheat unless we force ourselves to. Now that my hand's super close to my chest, super close to my body, internally rotate, we're putting more stress towards the inside layer of our bicep, which is known as the short head. You don't have to know all this information. It's nice to know. It's not information you need to know to lose weight, but good way to make your bicep exercises a little bit more specific, for sure. All right, final movement, just doing a little 3-set finisher, some rope hammer curls. The way I like to do it, I like to really pin my elbows up against my stomach, up against my hips. So once again, there's no way for us to cheat, and the elbow is forced to stay in one place. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the first episode of the vlog, the gym vlog. We're definitely going to do more of them, especially if y'all like them. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the workout that we did at the Iron Republic today. There'll be more to come for sure, but for now, we're just going to end it off with some posing of the pump.